because they threw due process, fundamental fairness, and our Constitution out the window in the House proceedings. Hunter Biden is paid $83,000 a month to sit on that board with no experience in energy, no experience in the Ukraine, doesn't speak the language, and we clearly know that he had a very fancy job description.
Hillary believes our enemies, this is unreal. Hillary believes our enemies deserve our respect and empathy. Donald Trump believes terrorists deserve to die.
Welcome, Patriots! Are you indeed ready to witness Pam's most remarkable speech? Bond, a true warrior who truly took down the Democrats with an incredible speech that will undoubtedly resonate throughout the nation. Let's listen to every word, every argument, and see how Bond is a true heroine for all those who believe in the Constitution and America. Now, get ready to see how Pam Bondi exposed the impeachment sham and the Democrats in a way that reveals the truth. And the truth will undoubtedly shock you.
Honorable Senators, just to fact correct, please, a few things. Mr. Duffy didn't come from a state job. Mr. Duffy came from Deputy Chief of Staff at DOD before he went to OMB. Big difference there. Manager Garcia said he failed to appear. Well, the House committee would not allow agency counsel to appear with Mr. Duffy or Mr. Blair. They would not let agency counsel appear with either of them. Office of Legal Counsel determined, of course, that the exclusion of agency counsel from House proceedings is unconstitutional. It's a pretty basic right. So what did they do? They took no action on the subpoenas. But now they want you to take action on them. The managers have been telling you all day, the House managers all day, White House is trying to hide from American people what witnesses had to say. They've been saying we want to bury evidence, we want to hide evidence. That hypocrisy is astounding. They've been saying let's not forget why we are here. Well, we're here tonight because they threw due process, fundamental fairness, and our Constitution out the window in the House proceedings. That's why we're here, because they started in the secret bunker hearings where the president and his counsel weren't even allowed to participate when they're trying to impeach him. Intel and Judiciary committees was a one-sided circus. Ranking Member Nunes asked to call witnesses. He explained why in detail. It was denied by Manager Schiff. Ranking Member Collins asked to call witnesses. Denied by Manager Nadler. And that's what they call fairness. That's not how our American justice system works, and it's certainly not how our impeachment process is designed by our Constitution. The House took no action on the subpoenas issued to Mr. Duffy and Mr. Blair because they didn't want a court to tell them that they were trampling on their constitutional rights. So now they want this chamber to do it for them.
Bond starts by demolishing the Democrats' narrative. She began by showing how they violated constitutional rights by conducting a secret and unilateral impeachment process. And the hypocrisy, folks, is so enormous that it's almost comical. It would be comical if it weren't so tragic. But shall we get to the facts? See, Pam Bondi exposed and put an end to this Democrat impeachment sham.
But it is very interesting that he said he never spoke to his son about overseas dealings. His son said different things. Joe Biden was the point man for Ukraine, investigating, at the time, Ukrainians were a corrupt company, Burisma, and Zlochevsky, its owner, an oligarch who, by all media accounts we've discussed, was extremely corrupt. Hunter Biden is paid $83,000 a month to sit on that board with no experience in energy, no experience in the Ukraine, doesn't speak the language, And we clearly know that he had a very fancy job description, and he did none of those things. He attended 1 or 2 board meetings, one in Monaco, and then he went on a fishing trip with Joe Biden's family in Norway. The entire time, Joe Biden knows that this oligarch is corrupt. Everyone knows that. There are news reports everywhere. No one will dispute that. In fact, it raised eyebrows worldwide. But the vice president, by his account, never once asked his son to leave the board. We wouldn't be sitting here if he did. He never asked his son to leave the board. Instead, he started investigating the prosecutor who was going after Burisma and this corrupt oligarch who they say was corrupt even by oligarch standards, who had fled the country, living in Monaco. He does not ask him to leave the board. He does the opposite. In 2015, what does he do? We know by reports he has close contact with President Poroshenko. He travels to Ukraine twice. He links the aid to the firing. Same thing in 2016 at a White House meeting. Links the aid to the firing of the prosecutor. Calls him 4 times in the 8 days leading to the prosecutor. The prosecutor investigating Hunter Biden, yet he never says that. All cases closed. Days before Biden leaves office, he jokes to Poroshenko that he may have to call him every couple weeks to check in. Hunter Biden stays on that board for 3 years. 3 years. Then we hear the video of Joe Biden bragging about firing the prosecutor, linking it to aid. Then we have the 6-minute phone call.
Bond spares no one, not Joe Biden, nor his son Hunter, revealing a corruption scheme in Ukraine, and how Joe Biden used his abuse of power to protect his son's shady business dealings. This really is a major scandal, and it needs to be thoroughly investigated. Open your eyes, patriots, and get ready to see how Hillary Clinton is a threat to national security. We will carefully expose her tactics in this video and reveal the truth behind the headlines. And this will indeed shock you too.
Because winning this election means reclaiming something to which I've dedicated my entire career, the rule of law. Laws that make our neighborhoods safe, laws that make our economy strong, laws that apply equally to everyone. And Louisiana, now more than ever, laws that back our law enforcement. They have our backs, and Donald Trump will have your backs. But today, these laws are under siege by a president determined to ignore laws he doesn't like, and by a former Secretary of State who believes the laws don't apply to her. And by the way, she deserves no security clearance. How do you become President of the United States when you have no security clearance? This lawlessness must stop right here, right now. Donald Trump will stop it. Lock her up, I love that. Stay with me. Donald is going to roll back Obama's unconstitutional executive orders. Hang on. Donald's going to roll back Obama's unconstitutional orders. He will enforce our immigration laws to keep us safe while allowing legal immigrants to bless this nation with their talents and their dreams. And California, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Donald Trump will take control of our borders. Because we must stop the influx of cocaine and heroin coming into our country and my state, killing our kids. Oh, and then there's this. Hillary believes our enemies, this is unreal. Hillary believes our enemies deserve our respect and empathy. Donald Trump believes terrorists deserve to die. Hillary will stack the Supreme Court with liberal justices who will allow government to continue its rampage against our individual rights with utter contempt for our Second Amendment. I know Donald, and I am proud to know Donald. He will appoint conservative justices who will defend rather than rewrite our Constitution.
Bond doesn't go easy on Hillary Clinton either, who is a threat to national security. While she protects our enemies and our nation, Trump believes that terrorists rightfully deserve to pay for the consequences of their actions. And the choice is clear. Pam Bondi, with her epic speech that will go down in history, she took down the Democrats, exposed all of them, defended Trump, and also showed all of us what was at stake in these elections. And if you like this type of content, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, activate the notification bell to receive more videos like this. Share with your friends and as many people as you can, and let's all together build a strong America faithful to our values. Thank you very much to everyone. Until our next speech. Thank you very much to everyone. Until our next meeting.